Hey y'all. Happy Saturday. Hello. Hey Jamie. Hey y'all. How y'all doing? Hey Miss Nidra. Hey Bo. All right. Kelly, Empress, Tanisha, David, Stacy, Patty, Monique, Juan. Hey Juan. Rob, Sherry, Tom. Okay. Stephanie. Hey Boo. Antoine, Empress, Guadalupe. Hey Lamla. Hey. All right. Cool. Let's get into this read. Welcome back to my channel. This is Adana, also known as the Afro Scene. And today I'm reading with a beautiful handsome collective. Hi collective. How y'all doing, boo? Flowers, flowers, flowers. Two more times. Flowers, flowers, flowers. One more time. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. To book a private reading with me or to shop in my store, all that information is in the description box below. Yeah, let's get into it. This gonna be, we gonna see how we're gonna turn up today. But anywho, channel message here is they want the collective to stop playing a cat and mouse game with them. Please keep in mind, this is a collective read. It is not gonna resonate for everybody, okay? Take what resonates, leave the rest. Okay, all right now. Now, for the ones that resonate with this here, okay, there is someone here that is actually trying to locate you. Okay, hear me out. You may not have an address that's visible, a mailing address, whatever. You don't have any type of address that is for public eyes. Okay, someone has been really trying to search for you with a fine teeth comb to see where you live. And the reason being is because they want to do something towards you and it's not going to work, okay? So they're getting very frustrated with you because you're always staying not 10 steps ahead, you're staying 100 steps ahead. They don't know who you're talking to, they don't know what you're doing, who you're doing it with, why you're doing certain things, when are you doing certain things, all the 5 W's. They don't know not a lick of anything in regards to what you got going on. Good. Now, at one point in time, they actually became or started to become much more, hey Jesse, started to become much more desperate because they were underneath, number one, high scrutiny by other people who sought this person out to do something towards you, okay? Secondly, there was money that was on the table as well. And then thirdly as well, what was the last one? They just want you to stay still so they can just kind of like beat you. They don't want you, they're tired of you putting up a fight. You're not even putting up a fight. You're not even fighting with this person. But this person really feels like you keep slipping out of their hands. Number one, you were never in their hands, but their perception wise here is that they felt like every time they're so close to you, and they were never close to you, but whatever, they feel that they were, and they felt like that every time they got like a tip or a heads up or something like that, whatever tip or information that they receive, it always came out to be a bust. So this person is really questioning your, like, who you are, your identity, because you're a person that's hidden in plain sight. And we all know, for the collective here that I'm speaking to here, that was something that we had to learn when we were young. We had to learn life at a very, very young age. So some things we're able to do while other people are not able to do, such as being hidden in plain sight, because all of us, or lots of us, were hidden in plain sight, and some people didn't even know what we were. If that makes sense, honest and loving and etc., etc., etc. Okay. So the way that this narcissistic individual thinks and feel of you is that they feel that you are the mouse within the cat and mouse game. And that is incorrect. You are the cat in this cat and mouse game. See, when it comes to mouse or mices or whatever the case may be here, a mouse can't see straight. They have very, 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 very poor vision, which is why they do certain things at certain times. You would never ever see a mouse in the middle of the day unless things are dire to where they may need some kind of food to, sustain itself. But 10 times out of 10, mice normally comes up at night when everything is quiet. Secondly, because their vision is so poor or is poorly, they tend to stay against the wall, or they keep their side or their back against the wall, basically it's like a foolproof, just in case if something happens, they can fall back on something, if that makes sense. So a mouse uses the wall as leverage to keep themselves safe from harm's way, right? Well, with a cat, we all know, well, I ain't gonna say we all know, but with cats can be very cunning, can be very agile, very intelligent as well, cats. They know when to take the right leap or to jump onto their prey. If that makes sense. So at one point in time, this narcissistic individual here, thought that you were prey and you were never anyone's prey. But because how this person set up this so-called game, they never gave rules to the game that they wanted us to be a part of. So fair exchange ain't no robbery, especially when they're trying to set up games with you being unaware or unknowing that there is a game to begin with, if that makes sense. So since you are fully aware of the game that they have been trying to play with you here, you became the cat, not the mouse. You were never the mouse. Okay, you were never the mouse. So this person feels very cornered, and they feel very afraid because they don't know what to expect from you. You are very hard to read, and that really bothers them. You're hard to decipher. They can't get a read on you, even so that you are hidden in plain sight. They still can't get a read off of you. And it puts them in a position where they kind of feel like that maybe they should rethink what they're doing here when it comes to you. They're in a space where they're rethinking everything, and they're feeling like, maybe this wasn't a good idea. That's why I always say emotional intelligence versus ego. And the moment that you are aware that you are fully equipped to be emotionally intelligent, baby, hands down, you know how to play chess. You can learn how to play chess with actually learning how to play chess. That's a message within a message. See, yes, thank you. I'm gonna what was your name? Very unpredictable. Fire Joe on TikTok says they're very unpredictable, or we're very unpredictable. I'll use it in both perspectives. The collective here can become very unpredictable with no emotions. You don't care. You don't give a flying F. You don't, you know what I mean? You're aware, but you come off as, okay, whatever. Like, you're still aware of what's going on, but it doesn't give you any type of reason to make a move or bust a move. You know what I mean? You're doing it emotionally and intelligently. On the flip side of it, very unpredictable here, their ego puts them in a position where they're very unpredictable, or does it? Yes, they have an ego. Yes, they become very unpredictable, but with their unpredictableness, if that's a word, it's very common. It's a pattern with the unpredictableness that they do. Even though they feel that they come off as such, as if they're unpredictable, their moves are still noticed and still predictable. That's a person who has an ego. Even though they may come off as unpredictable, their moves are still predictable. Unpredictability. Okay, thank you. Thank y'all. I like unpredictableness. I like that word. Anywho, these are a couple names that came up as I was in my meditation, okay? So we have Wesley, a lot of W names, okay? We have Wesley, we have Ren, W-R-E-N, Winter, Winona, W-I-N-O-N-A, Winona, Anastasia, Wyatt, Ian, I'm going to say that for last, Willow, Reginald, Artemis, Alma, A-L-M-A, Alma, Althea, Artis, A-R-T-I-S. This is an African name, Chidi, C-H-I-D-I. That's how it came in my meditative state, C-H-I-D-I. And then I also saw C-H-I-M-I, okay? Cheyenne, Derek, Bruce, and Janice, okay? Those are the names that came out in my meditative state. So however that resonates for you. But yes, they want to end this game, or they want to end this game that they created for you. They didn't give you no rules, no instructions, no directions as to how to get out of this game. There were no rules to the game. You can't make a game with no rules. That's literally a free-for-all. And you can't be upset of the game that they so-called created for you to beat them at their own game. They can't be upset about that. There were no rules to the game that they wanted you to be a part of. So it becomes a free-for-all. It is what it is. Anywho, because it's a free-for-all here, their unpredictability of their ego is still predictable. You were able to beat them hands down without you touching them, whatever, however. You know what I mean? You never had to put your hands on them. This person doesn't like the fact that now, or they always were, the mouse. Remember, a mouse only comes out at night because it doesn't, I guess that's when or is it because it's nocturnal, I believe? I don't know too much about mouse, but I think a mouse is nocturnal. And if they are, that means they only do things more so at night. The moment that you turn on a light and you see a mouse, and I'm pretty sure some of us had it, I had it growing up, it is what it is, right? They are nocturnal, okay. When you turn on the light, sometimes you're going in for a midnight snack or something, you know, and you hear rattling underneath the drawer or something like that, and you open it up. What the first thing they do? They run. They run far away. It's because they can't stand being in the light. And this mouse here, this narcissistic mouse here, who was paid to do something, to come towards you, to do something hurtful towards you here, they can't handle the fact that they're now the mouse, or always were the mouse. They came off as if they were the cat, but like I said, a cat is, I feel a cat is very emotionally intelligent. I do. I sure do. A cat is very, very, very strategic in how it do things. And you were that cat, just quiet. And when you land on your feet, you land very light on your feet, to the point some people won't even know a cat is in there. You ever been in maybe another person's house or your house or a store, you know, and there was a cat there. At the time, you didn't know the cat was there. But you just come in and whatever you're doing, all of a sudden a cat just pop up. You're like, what the hell? Like, cats are like real cunning, yes. Y'all catch my drift. And being emotionally intelligent sometimes tap into that aspect of you being very cunning, you know? It could be in a good way or it could be in a negative way. I see it as a positive way for you guys. But people who come up against you, of course, they're going to think you being cunning is doing it in a negative way. But we all know that's just projection here, right? So we have the knife in reverse. They cannot drive this knife in your back. They cannot use this knife to subdue you. They cannot use this knife to stop you short, to keep you stagnant. There's no knife in this fight. They never had a knife in this fight. And I'm speaking I'm putting this figuratively, okay? I'm not speaking literally. I'm speaking figuratively here. They never had a knife in this fight. They didn't have anything in this so-called fight, which is very odd to me because, again, how is it that other people can create things for other people without that other person being aware that it was created for? Hey, Rachel, if that makes sense. This the type of individual, what's that saying? You come to a fight, they can't even bust a grape or they can't even bust through a wet paper bag. That's this person here. This person swore they had everything down packed when they came to you and they had nothing at all. And this is a person that has been very successful with doing hurtful things or harmful things towards other people in the past. But hey, boo, times are new. Times have changed. Ain't nobody rocking with that old archaic way of doing things now. And if somebody is trying to come for you, it's going to be made publicly, if that makes sense. Like, more so, the truth will be exposed of it all. People that are trying to do harmful things towards other people will no longer be silenced anymore because people are now speaking up and out like, yep, that person did that. And they're very, very, very open about it. And these individuals, this so-called mouse, don't like the openness of things. They don't. I just mentioned when hypothetically, I open up the drawer or the cabinet, the first thing that mouse is going to do, you startled it. It's going to run away. And that's what this person is doing here. They can't stand this cat and mouse game that they created for you. And now they're trying to get you to stop this whole game here. Well, fair exchange ain't no robbery. Like I always say, if you ever put me in the game, I will destroy your game. Man, Lord, my Scorpio is just, yeah, just, baby, I swear. Because I don't like BS. Don't come around me. Do not lie to me. Do not ever lie to me. Do not. You get one shot with me and one shot only. And you better give it your best. At any point in time, I find, and I'm saying generally, collectively speaking, because I'm pretty sure you guys can relate with me. At any point in time, you try me one time, bruh. You done. You out. Kaput. Disconnected. Sayonara, arrivederci, au revoir, adios. You know what they thought this was. Hey Logan, what's up, boo? What they thought this was. So, because of your calculated thinking, this person became powerless. This person became powerless to the point they don't know what to do with you, or they don't know how to beat you. As I always say, life should not be a competition. What are you competing for? And why are you competing with others? We're all trying to get to the same spot, same place, whatever that may be, love, patience, whatever, however here. But we're all not going to be able to take that same route or that same path. Granted so, just because my path may be a little bit shorter and yours may be a little bit longer doesn't mean that we're not going to be able to end up in the same goal. So with that being said, none of this was warranted. It wasn't necessary. It never has to be this way. I say that all the time. It didn't, what are you doing? What exactly are they doing? Wings. I mean, they taking Red Bull, like real stuff. They're taking Red Bull. Red Bull's not good for the heart. And then adding on other prior health complications that this person may be going through now, they're not in a good space. Again, they created a game of cat and mouse for you and just assumed that, okay, well, you'll never figure it out. They thought they were the cat, and we all know cats are quiet on their four paws, child. A cat is very quiet on their feet. Sometimes you're not even aware that the cat is in the room that you're in. You just see the eyes. You're like, yo, what the hell? Yeah. So because they thought that they was playing this cat and mouse game, we now see who's truly the cat and who's truly the mouse. And for some cats truly are also, they're hidden in plain sight, especially like a black cat. A black cat could be hidden in plain sight, especially at nighttime. You be like, oh wow, you scared me. Meow. The big black eyes, blue eyes, whatever, gray eyes. And that's what the community is seeing. That's what the community is seeing. And because the community is seeing them in that way, they're tripping off their mind. They're in hiding. Someone that's in hiding, I'm pretty sure we may have experienced this before, when you may have to be in a position where you have to hide for safety, especially when you were young. Your survival mode starts to kick in because you need to make sure that you're able to protect yourself, right? That's what's happening here. They're in survival mode. And all you doing is just chilling. La-di-da, la-di-da. Like I said, you just chilling. But the sight of you just chilling and you have no worries in the world makes that person very, 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 very unwell. Very sick. Very, very sick. I'm going to say it and I'm going to keep saying it. There are many ways to beat a narcissist. Not everything requires you to actually physically harm somebody. You don't have to do that. Sometimes silence is enough. Sometimes just speaking up and out is enough. And there are other ways as well, too. They want this to end. They're throwing in the white towel, the white flag. That's kind of odd that they have white flag. They have a white flag. I'm saying this figuratively or physically. They specifically have a white flag to throw in, but what about the red flags that they have that's connected to them? How is it that they're able or possible, figuratively, to wave the white flag, but when it came time for them to see the red flag, nothing? So if they were in a space where they can wave the white flag, what happens to the red flags? The same red flags that they've been trying to hide from you, but because they can't take you, maybe your candor or whatever, however, they're trying to wave this big white flag in front of your face to make you feel like that they give up. They want to give up here because they know that you are much stronger and powerful than them. And they need you to be on their level to feel like they could beat you. That's not going to work. This is why they can't stand that you're always, we'll say 100 steps ahead of them. Forget 10 steps. 100 steps ahead of them. How do you know what they're going to do before they do it? They're predictable. The ego is very predictable. Being in an angry state is very predictable. Every person that I've ever encountered or experienced that has been angry has the same pattern when it comes to that. They do the same thing pattern-wise. You can just watch. People watch too. You could people watch, you can just see. Or you can read, however, just watch. It's the same old pattern of egoic, chaotic meltdown. I'll put it in that way. If you were to see this person now, they will look so, you were like, ew. And I'm sorry, but I'm not. I'm being very honest. Body, their body they don't look good at all. I'm telling you. If you see this person now, you be like, That's the person that was coming after me, or in that way. And I have to say it in that way because that's how it's coming off. You'll be like, wait, that's the person that had beef with me? Wait, that's the person. What happened to him? Like that. Yeah, protection is in reverse. It came out twice. No gloves. And the hedgehog, or we'll say the porcupine, is in reverse. There's no gloves, no protection. And the fleshy part of this porcupine is also exposed. So there's no protection. I like that. So Starseed Blue, 11 Starseed Blue says, them cowards still on the checkers. I'm on that chessboard out chair. Maybe they assume that the chessboard was a form of checkers. Because again, chess is all mental, right? It's logical. And if someone is trying to play checkers on a chessboard, they can try to throw the game or play the game, and that can be spun in a different way. I'm trying to spin it in a different way if you catch my drift. Yes, there was a chessboard that was there. Yeah, it was. But the way that they perceive, or the way that they saw the board, they automatically assumed that it was checkers. That's why they pulled out their checkers pieces. Remember, they had everything set up already. You didn't know anything. But here's where the logic comes in. See, where you sit down and you listen to stuff, you listen to the guidance of however way you do your thing, spirit, universe, Jesus, God, etc., etc., etc. You know what I mean? You allow the logical, the logistical part of the emotional, intelligent part of self to guide you to see that, oh, okay, we playing chess. Oh, okay. But why you got checker pieces and I got chess pieces? And they just dump with their little checker pieces on the chessboard, and they just putting it anywhere, whatever, however, yeah. Not realizing y'all playing chess, and when you bring out the big dogs, which is the big pieces here, logically, you ducking and dodging everything that they already placed on the board. They already made their moves. They waiting on you. But yet again, you weren't supposed to be aware that there were even moves to be taken. Predictable pattern. They so predictable, man. They so patternized. A narcissistic individual is so predictable to the point where it's so boring. I'm serious. No matter how much they look like Reptar Child. Or you remember the show Real Monsters? They look like them little heifers. Yes, you were on a chessboard. Yes, you were. But they wanted to play with your mind on a chessboard. They wanted to use checkers as chess pieces. And they did. And because they did, checkers is a quick game. They were quick with their strategy. So they already placed what they were going to do on the table. Yes, they did. It was just up for you to see it, or to receive it logically, or to understand it, or to decipher it logically for you to understand what we got going on here. And you did. That's what they weren't expecting. Again, but how can you bring checker pieces to a chess game? You trying to play with my mind? I say that figuratively. With checker pieces on a chessboard. Thank you. Man. I like to look at peacock as a form of change. Actually, there are a lot of peacocks in North Texas. I didn't know that. There's a lot of peacocks. Yeah, but anywho, if you live in the northern Texas area of the state, you would actually find peacocks. I was actually shocked because I grew up in Philly, and that's not something you would normally see. But yeah, I was amazed. But anywho, I ain't trying to get off course. But with the peacock here, I like to look at the peacock as a representation of change, or a representation of perception. It's like a change of perception because we all see this peacock as such right now. It's beautiful still, but it's not in its all everything. But the moment that it opens up, I believe its quills or its feathers, the moment it opens up its feathers, the perception changes of the whole bird to the point it might make you actually it shifts the way that you see it. You no longer see it in this way, but you see it with all of its everything. It's a showstopper. And don't allow that peacock to literally strut his stuff, because that's what peacocks tend to do. It strut his stuff and you just see that big, you just see it like it can't be missed. You know what I mean? And that's what happened here. They were so in your face, so in your face, in your face, in your face, in your face, in your face. They really thought that you were afraid of them. Oh, okay. A loudmouth, egoic person? No, I'm sorry. If anything, I'd be nervous about someone that's just, why you so quiet? Why you always so quiet? You good? Because I want to know what's in your head. So why you, you don't talk? Oh, okay. But why you so quiet? That, not the rock, rock, rock. Not that. That's like, yo, look at that empty can. That's an empty can. But that person that sit there quietly and just don't say nothing, yeah, It's like, you good? You sure you good? You want, Yes, identity is in reverse. They thought that you hid your real identity from them. Did you? I feel like you're a person, divine collective, that I'm speaking to here. I feel like you're a very upfront, direct person. Hey, I don't like this. Hey, I like that. No, stop, whatever. Like, if somebody asked you for your advice, you would give it to them. But yet they still feel like you hid something from them, a part of you or a big part of you from them. And I don't feel like you did. That's why we got to stop learning or stop trying to learn people for face value. Get out of that. Stop with this face value. Okay. All right. Let it go. What's in the soul? I want to see what's in the soul. What's in your heart? Because that's how you're going to be able to identify who that person truly is. Again, playing checkers on a chessboard. Just very rambunctious, quick. I got to. And they making all this mess. You're seeing their moves. They're very sloppy with their moves. Narcissistic individuals are very, very, very boring. It's the same day in and day out that they don't want people to see. And they have the audacity to think or say that you are odd or different or weird, but in a negative way, because you are authentic. Do you know what authentic means? It means it does not stay the same. It's always evolving to become the best of whatever that is, but it's still doing it authentically. Going back to flowers. Flowers have many stages before it's in its final stage. And the final stage is a sight to see. Even the process of the actual flower as well is a sight to see. But the ending of it all, and all its everything, that's the most sight to see, if that makes sense. Identity in reverse. They don't know what to think of you. Why is that your problem? See, subconscious. Now you got this person thinking hard in their head. Subconscious. They don't know what to think of you. They can't register you. Looks are deceiving. Remember, they saw you from a face value of things, the vanity focal point of things. They never got time to learn the real true identity of yourself, was the deeper parts of self. They never did that. And because they didn't do that, You became hidden in plain sight. And a lot of people can miss jewels or gems when things are hidden in plain sight. So that's why you got to be careful again of the company that you keep, because if you're not careful of the company that you keep, you're going to miss a lot. You're going to miss a lot. Subconscious identities in reverse. It's crazy. An unpredictable person. Oh, no, I take that back. A predictable person, a narcissistic, predictable person is scared of a person that's unpredictable. You're unpredictable in a very healthy way. Remember, there are two sides of everything, but you are unpredictable in a very healthy, authentic way. You never heard the saying, never go down the same street twice or something like that, or you always take different routes or something like that. Authenticity is not limited. It's limitless. It can be created in so many different ways. That could be spun in many different ways. And they wanted you to be like them. No, you're not a limited person. You didn't come here to be limited. That's why they automatically assume when they created the game that you automatically were going to be the mouse. No. A mouse is limited in so many different ways. The eyesight, they got to stand against the wall or crawl against the wall to get that foundation to feel safe or to have a safety point just in case something happens. They got to have an exit plan. It's different when you are limitless. You can do whatever you set your mind to and it's going to be successful. Hey, Cornelius. Hey, CEO. What was I gonna say? They're mad at you because, dang, I lost my train of thought. Let it come back. I hate when that happens. Darn it. Hey, Kyle. Well, I'm giving you some tips right now. Are you listening to what I'm saying? Or are you asking for a one-on-one, like a Chronicle in the Shadows? You can book that reading, Chronicle of the Shadows, but stick around and listen to what I'm saying. I'm dropping jewels, boo. All right, so let's see. I believe cats don't like water, but mouses do, or mice do. Or a mouse will jump in the water if it needs to get away from, but a cat won't. So it kind of feels like, because they're now aware that they've always been that mouse. I truly feel like that they were trying to lure you into getting, messed up, like wet. If that makes sense. Like, if, let's say you go into the shower with your clothes on, your clothes gonna get messed up, or you step outside and it's raining, your clothes gonna get messed up. In that kind of way, they were always the mouse. They never wanted to acknowledge it because they wanted people to acknowledge them as a cat. And no, cats don't talk about what they're gonna do. They just do it and they then pop out with what they've done, But not mouse. Mouses are they're not strategic. And this person here is not. They're not used to your type of limitless existence. They're not used to that. They're not used to that reality. What's going on? This person is drinking. They're drinking. Why they're drinking? Because they want to escape this game that they created, which is crazy. They created the game. You saw it for what it was. He was like, oh, look at this little funky. Ew. He was like, oh, look at that little game. Oh, okay. Well, I suppose. And you let them put their little pieces on or whatever. Okay. It's our turn now? Okay. Do 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 do. Boo. And they looking at you like, whoa, whoa, whoa. The whole time we was playing chess. Yeah, they knew that. They knew what type of game they wanted to play on you. Yes, they did. They knew it was a chess game. Maybe they don't know how to play chess. Maybe that's the reason why they brought out checker pieces to the chess board or the chess game. Because they didn't know how to play the game that they so-called created for you, which is completely crazy. How you don't, what? You don't even have an evacuation plan to your own game that you created for the collective? Come on, what we talking about here? No, you need to laugh, boo. Laughing is a part of your karma, yes, ma'am. And laughing is really healing. So absolutely, I laugh at least 5 times a day. I sure do. I ain't gonna lie, I had a good laugh session last night, man. I was in tears. I was on TikTok last night. They had some funny people on there. But anywho, we ain't trying to get sidetracked. How in the hell you don't have an evacuation plan for the game that you wanted the collective to play? That's crazy. You ain't that smart, Karmic. You're a little dense. You're a little daft. You ain't too intelligent. You ain't. Yeah, we're not the same. Look. It say loss. They out here losing everything, child. Their stupidity, them being unintelligent, made them lose things. That's a real thing. That is a real thing. Stupidity, when you allow stupidity to be or to supersede everything else, it will, thank you, Spirit, it will get you stuck. Yeah. Being unintelligent is a thing, and they thought that's what you were. Wow. The disrespect. My God. They thought you were so unintelligent, guys. Oh my God. Hey, tripping. We got lost in spite of. Now I look at them. Stuck. Baby. Stuck like Chuck. Man. You don't see that hand? Help me. Help me. Help me. Look at that hand. A grown person crying because they know that they're in trouble. A grown person stuck because they knew exactly what they did to you, and they can't get out of this mess. They cannot. No matter how many times they try, they can't get out of this. It's like a fly trap. Those sticky, them sticky traps that you can get from the dollar store when you have like flies and stuff, when you open your like doors or whatever. And the moment that a fly lands on that sticky part, they try every which way to get out of it to the point where they can't. A bug zapper is a good idea, is a good example as well too, with a bug zapper. The minute that they fly right into it or in the radius of it, is zip, zip, zip. They're a goner. And they cause that on themselves because of the type of game they wanted to play. You cannot play mind games with someone whose mind is completely intact. That's the whole thing, the whole gist of this. a chessboard. You playing chess with chess pieces and they playing with checker pieces. They try to play checkers with someone who's logically sound. How is that going to work? Tell me, how is that going to work? They try to play games on your mind or your mindset or your mentalism. They try to play you on your logic. And how you going to try to beat somebody that's already logical or know how to be logical? Again, patterns of the future is in reverse. What future? What future? Right. That's why they become monitoring spirits. They're monitoring spirits is because they can't get close to you. That's the only thing they have left until something changes, and they won't be able to even do that anymore. That's their last step. All they can do is watch you. They can't touch you. You bringing checkers, or they're bringing checkers to a chessboard and expect to break down your mental to make you feel like them or to make you act like them. That's the game they was playing, literally and figuratively. A chessboard with checkers. They're using checkers to play chess, to play on a person's mind, to play on your logic, to play on your mentalism. Get the fuck out of here. That's the cat and mouse game. How big is a mouse's brain? Like, for real. Real serious. Is it really small though? Versus a cat's brain. A little bit bigger than a mouse's brain. Am I right or am I wrong? Be careful of the consequences, or be careful of the actions of your consequences. Does that say that right? Be careful of the actions of the consequence of your actions. I'm sorry. I'm like, what the hell? Be careful of the consequences of your actions. It can go both ways, though. It really can. It truly can. They have no future. Yeah, we don't do no victim. Not over here, boo. You can't do no victim mentality. Woe is me over here. No, no, no. No. And here's why. Because you've been in that situation or space for a very long time. And if you continue to be in that, you're going to always stay in that. And over here, we don't stay low. We stay high. We don't do no low stuff over here. You can't come over here if you... Now, it's your first time here. I understand you got to get it out. Get it out, but don't stay in that. Don't stay in that. It's time to elevate now. Oh, yeah, that happened. Okay, cool. I get it. I understand. Do what you have to do, but don't you dare stay in that energy. That's how you learn. That's how you grow. Absolutely. So we have future in reverse and loss upright. They have no future. They lost the future. They did. And their health is not right. I'm telling you, if you were to see this person, you may not have seen this person in a very long time. However, it resonates for you. And this person is not doing well. Someone may have thyroid issues. They may have thyroid issues. Like, this person's, my whole body's like lighting up like a Christmas tree. They got a lot of stuff going on with them. They're going to find out they have an incurable. They're going to find out they have cancer. Their heart is not good. Someone's on the verge of a heart attack. I feel like someone's showing you just had a stroke. It's a lot. Like a back-to-back stroke, or they're going to have a back-to-back stroke. Oh my God. Yeah, they have a history of something with your heart, or you may have a history of your heart or something with your heart. Okay, that makes sense. So they didn't treat you right, or they didn't treat your heart right, figuratively speaking, and this is how the karma's coming back towards them. It's hitting them in their heart with like a stroke. And I believe strokes are, I think, high blood pressure, which is your heart, or part of it directly, or something like that. They literally played with your heart, figuratively played with your heart, and spiritually, it's coming back that way to them. Physically, too. Like they wasted their heart, they have no heart, they used up their heart. That's a real thing, literally and figuratively. They've used up all of what they had and dried themselves up, made them sick. Who hunted skills? They talk about Cornelius. Rebellion is in reverse. We have rebellion here. Look, the volcano. That could be of the heart too. Someone's heart is not doing well. Like literally and figuratively. Like they're brokenhearted about all this. Brokenhearted that they got caught. Like their heart is just all over. It's all over. Yeah, fated to happen. A mother could know this, or it could be a mother. Or a family member. However it resonates. Someone's name could start with a C. It could be Chandler. Chandlyr is how I'm seeing it. Chandler. Someone could spell their name that way. You know someone that spells their name. That one's very specific. Chandlyr. Yeah, look, family. It could be your family, or it could be their family. Baby. Man, regret and anger. Do you know what happens when you're consistently angry? What it does to the heart? It starts to weaken the heart over time. Literally. People get sick, or they're weak, their heart becomes weak when all they do is just be angry or become angry all the time, yelling and screaming. That's a lot of stress. That's a lot of stress. And that's what they did. That's exactly what they did. They burdened themselves unto the point of stress, trying to figure you out. Why you gotta figure out the collective? Leave us alone. It's crazy because if other people couldn't beat you, why would they use, and I say they, the family dynamic, use this person to come up against you? They couldn't beat you. So why would, if that makes sense? And it was a group of them that came together before they reached out to this person here. They thought, oh, well, we exhausted everything. What, we heard you're the best. Okay, what that mean? The best of what? Again, they brought in somebody that played checkers to destroy someone that played chess. But we dumb. But we dumb? Source. Source. Now y'all be understand why I be having me a little kiki chuckle. Yeah. I love me a little kid, you know. Look, lost. I made a video of me laughing. I posted it. I think it was about a week ago when they lost. This actual card came up lost. I had braids in my hair in that reel. It's on Instagram. That's how I feel. I'm being very honest with you. That's how I feel inside. I feel so warm and happy that finally justice is being served. I'm being completely honest with you. That's why I take laughing so serious, because it was a huge benefactor to my healing. It truly was. And I've realized that when I laugh the way that I laugh and it bothers other people, it's because they can't do what I do, which is laugh. This person losing it all, and they were once laughing at you, which is crazy. So that's why I don't understand when people say you shouldn't laugh at people's plight. Fair exchange ain't no robbery. Okay, you laughing at me, especially when I didn't deserve to be laughed at. You wasn't even on, you wasn't on them. You know what I mean? Like, you didn't do anything to put them in harm's way. You didn't do anything to this person. So I really don't like people. I consider them an enabler. Oh, you shouldn't laugh at other people's downfall. But they laughed at mine first. And I'm using my laughing for something different. See, they thinking negative. I'm using my laughing for healing. Yeah, I need to laugh at that. Yo, that joint crazy. Dang, Carmen. Oh, you getting your ass beat down. God damn. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, that's part of my healing. Remember them times when you went through them certain things when you went with them, and maybe you didn't have anything good to think about? Well, yeah, now that when those things have happened to you, what you can do is you can transmute that. You can remember what was happening to you in the negative experience at the time you were going through it. And now you're seeing them going through what they're going through. Hey, it is what it is. It's just one of my methods. I'm being honest. I transmute it. I think about the negative thing that the person did to me to put me in a compromising position that may have made me cry, made me upset, whatever the case may be. Then I have a vision and see that something is whatever, and I'm like, dang, that's crazy. And I take that negative experience I had and I push it into laughing. I push it into positivity. Now I don't even worry about that thing in the past anymore. Oh, well, yeah, well, yep. Because I laughed at it so much, it keeps coming up. So I had to do something to flip it, to shift it. And when I realized laughing shifts things, I was like, well, let me keep doing more of that. And I think I'm pretty good at it, you know? So, yeah. Look, stop playing with me, Spirit, okay? What it say? It say happiness, okay? So next time somebody say, oh, you shouldn't laugh at them, child, laugh your belly full, okay? Laugh till the cows come home, because when you were down and out, they were laughing at you, but they were maliciously laughing at you. You ain't laughing at them maliciously. It's like, that's what you get. It's what you get. That ain't malicious. Something that somebody deserved. Somebody deserved karma, and they get in karma, and you saying that's what they get. That's malicious. Where's the maliciousness in that? They deserve what they did for what they did. It's no maliciousness in it. That's why when people talk, I'm like, what are you talking about? You're not making sense. Oh, you're not making sense. And that's why then they try to come at your hair, your clothes, or something. Like, you weird. They weird. They are weird. They are. It's like, what is wrong with y'all? And I'm speaking about the karmic. What's wrong with them? Like, literally. I'm going to laugh. As I said, I'm not hurting nobody. But for some, when you laugh, it do hurt them. That's not your problem. They ain't got nothing to do with you. I'm laughing and you hurt by me laughing. That means something triggering you. And hey, it is what it is. I hate a person that cook food but won't taste their own meal. I hate that. Did you taste your cooking? No, I ain't tasted. No, so you just gonna give it to me like that? You ain't tasted to make sure ain't. No, I'm good. No, I'm so serious. No, no, sir. No, ma'am. No. I like that. Gucci cracker. 1017. I'm sorry to excuse the name. I'm sorry. But it says it ain't malicious, but the irony be delicious. I like that. Yeah. Who is this weirdo? Okay, John, get out of here. All right, who else we got here? Hey, big dog. What up, bro? Hey, David, Madam, Vicky. Oh, goodness gracious, y'all. It's only 11. Okay, let's see what else we got. We got guide. And then we have repression. You were the guy that was sent to them and they repressed you, or they tried to repress you, or they tried to regress you. They tried so many different things. And they were okay with putting you in a karmic relationship. It did not have to be with a loved one or an intimate person. It could be like platonic as well too, because you can have a karmic friend, you know? So however it resonates. But the karmic relationship here, they willfully place you there because they thought that they were smarter than you. Again, playing checkers on a chessboard is not a smart move. It's a really silly one. It's an outlandish one. It's a one that makes your senses go up. Why are you doing that? Well, what would make you do that? And they don't even realize, again, that they open themselves up, or they keep themselves open when they're so focused on you. Never ever be so focused on a person that you forget about you. Never ever, hopefully never ever get to that point where you ever forget about you. Because that's what they want, or wanted. Because that's what's happening to them, or that's what happened to them. They lost themselves. They've been lost themselves. Clearly. So again, hey Lisa, I don't play nobody's games. There's a reason why I say that. I'm not going to play your game. I would never play your game. Because the game that they want to play is not the same game that I play. I don't play games. I don't. And they're learning, collectively, generally speaking, they're learning not to play games with you. It's like a smooth justice. They were expecting you to put their hands on them. They were expecting you to fight back physically. Again, pattern. The same old thing they do. They tussled with you first, and they were expecting for you to get back or tussle back with them so they can put you in jail or put you in harm's way. They thought of everything. They thought of everything, and it all failed. It failed. Now they're afraid. What? Of what, Heifer? What? What you afraid of, Heifer? Get the hell out of here, John. Regret. Success is in reverse. Funny. Hey, Keith. Eddie Knuckles says on TikTok, arms too long? Yeah. They are in regret. They are in fear that they should have never came up against you. If another person is sending you, well, we tried and we tried and we tried and we can't do it, maybe that means you shouldn't keep doing it. Maybe it means you should just cut your losses and just move forward. You know what I mean? Confirmation. But again, they were doing this to try to hurt you maliciously. So the risk was way, 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 way much bigger than the reward. Oh, yes, it was. That reward was going to be very small. It wasn't going to be anything because they were never getting anything to begin with. Again, you cannot play checkers on a chessboard. You cannot. Don't allow anybody to play with your mind. Nobody. I don't care what they have. I don't care what they say. The action gonna show you. Are they really what they say they are or are they not? And either or is cool. But don't let nobody play you. All they do is gamble. Maybe they think life is one big gamble. Maybe it is. I don't know, because I don't live life that way, so I don't know. But sometimes them gambles is a hard risk to take. And they just knew they was getting a big reward and they ain't got nothing at the end. The reward is the end. The end of what? They use their life to take yours away. Figuratively and literally. They used their life. The last chance they had to fix themselves. Because they had the last chance. You were the last chance. You were. To give them the opportunity to shift the way they saw the world or see things. You were there to help guide them. Yes, you were. And they completely just desecrated right on you. They didn't care nothing about you. Completely attempt to destroy the thing that they kept asking for. And want to blame you because you are not what they asked for, which is crazy. Again, goes back to hidden in plain sight. Oh, well, this person's not what it is. Oh, I don't believe this person. Looks can be deceiving. They're looking at you, but they're perceiving you in a completely different way. That's not your fault. Which I'm saying, here's the reason why that you should have never been in any of this. No abuse of any kind, physical, mental, psychological, emotional, financial. This was deliberately done. A deliberate game that they wanted to play with you to deliberately harm you mentally. That's what they wanted to do. Always figure out the game that they go and play and dismantle the F-U-C-K out that game. Don't play nobody's game. They use their life to take yours. That's a 50-50 chance. That's risky. You don't think? Your life? Bro, that's crazy. I'm not playing with that. Jail, 6 feet under, judged by 12, carried by 6. Risky. And I'm not willing to take that risk. I'm sorry, but I'm not. Look, discipline. I'm just not. I ain't playing with that. Relationship is in reverse. Knowing that they were aware that you were on a chessboard, they knew. And they still use checkers on this chessboard. I was gonna say they just gave it away. They gave the game away. They don't know how to play this so-called whatever game that they create. They don't know how to play it. It's actually irritating. It's an insult, it's disrespect to your intellect. It's just, like, I won't go for it. I'm being very honest. I feel real annoyed by that. That a narcissist really think that they could have destroyed you mentally. That I take my mind very serious. I just do. I nurture my mind every day. I don't want no trash around me. Like, it's just, I just can't deal with that. Like, you cannot be around me with that. I don't care. Oh, listen, I don't give a flying F. Stay away from me. I mean that. And I just feel some type of way, though. That they don't even use any of their brain, but they saying we unintelligent. That's crazy. The same old, outdated, worn out, foolish thing they doing over and over and over and over and over. God damn, do something different. Tell the truth. That's different. Tell the truth. They can't do that. So you got to be punished for telling the truth. But you calling on the truth. I want the truth. I want the truth. I am the truth. Okay, well, let's match it. Do-do-do. Universe calls in. All right, we're going to match it. Hey, how you doing? Man, you ain't the truth. Man, you ain't. Man. Now look at their life. Effed up. Despair. Despair. There's a meeting in the family's room. They'll be back real soon. There's a meeting in the family's room. They'll be back real soon, okay? And we all know what's going on in the family room. Ain't no secret in there, Heifer. We can see. We can hear the secrets, too. Ain't no secret in this goddamn family room. I'm goofy as hell. I'm sorry, y'all. Listen, shit. That's me. I'm authentic. I drooled. I'm sorry. Shit. Okay, shit. I'm authentic here. All right, sorry. All right, family room is here. What I was going to say is that we are going to be fully aware as to, the conversations and shit that they saying in there. So they can't hide anything. They are not of high honor. Yeah. They're not high honor at all. Hey, Starcy. We have a concern here. They're concerned, like, how many times they're going to serve. They're concerned what's going to happen to them in the future. Yeah, that's what they're concerned about. Yeah, they're in bad health. Hey, Garcia. Dude. That's the real checkmate. Again, please, figuratively and literally, don't have nobody, you hear me? Nobody play on your top. Literally and figuratively. Your mind is, don't let nobody play on your top. Literally and figuratively. Nobody. I'm going to keep saying that. I mean that. Your unpredictabilities make them very nervous and sick. They have a gut feeling that something bad is about to happen here. That's all I was going to say. When people see that you're laughing and they can't take the... Dang, it left me again. Maybe I'm not supposed to say it. It left me again. All right. Maybe I'm not supposed to say it. All right. We got caught in the act. I love that. Somatic Switch on Instagram says, narcs can't learn from people. Yes. Ding, ding, ding. That's why they keep using the same old, worn out pattern over and over and over and over again. It becomes their MO. And we all know people who've mastered their MO. Oh, they want to put their all. They're going to put all their eggs into that one big basket. And that's exactly what they did. They refuse to learn. And people who refuse to learn stays in a stuck cycle, a stuck toxic cycle. I could spin it in so many different ways. In many different ways. Cyberbully. an idiot is cyberbullying the collective. This is laughable, bruh. This is laughable. A cyberbully, that's not, man, this, you know, you can make people feel real small about the things that they, you know what? I have to say they feel real small, child. Like, they're so insecure already. This is, like, where's the real fight in this? Like, there's a reason why I try to get you guys to like do more research in regards to the reason why a person may be trying to do something to you, so you can understand it more. In the moment that you're able to understand it, well, now you just learned something new. I like to look at that as a life gem that you learn new. And now you can keep that in your arsenal and you can move forward. You just disconnect from that person, but now you understand like, okay, now I understand why that person did that. Now I'm going to pay attention moving forward. I got that gem, that life gem from that person, because they all have gems. These narcissistic individuals always have gems to give you. Yes, they do. They teach you how to survive, which is a skill that's kind of needed, but they teach you how, they do. I'm going to be honest. They taught you things that they could never teach themselves. They taught you a lot of life gems that they could not even give to themselves. And now that they need those gems that they just keep giving away, because they just keep giving it to you. They just keep giving you their gems, their way of life, their way of thinking, their way of perception. But they can't see yours. See, you learning from them. Hear me out. You learning from them, but they can't learn from you. And this is why the more that you learn from them, the more you elevate. The more that you elevate, the more that you can see from a higher perspective or a higher altitude of things. They're still in the same spot. Now you got a clearer vision because now you can see even further. What game is this? Or what game are they playing? Really? Cyberbully? And remember, all they have is roar. You better be scared of me. Roar. Karmic. God damn it. Again, they don't know how you're coming. You're not going to argue with me? No. Why I got to argue with you? What am I arguing with you about? It literally says, stop wasting time. It literally says, stop wasting time. Roar, roar. Well, I don't like your hair. Okay. I don't like your glasses. Okay. I don't like your shirt. Okay. What else you got? Well, you're not mad? No, why would I be mad? This is my style. I say that collectively, generally speaking. That's my style. Why would I be upset at that? Well, you're... Just to get a reaction arise out of you. And you're just looking back like, and that monster, that one big monster, gigantic monster that was so big that you thought that you could never beat or you would never beat, becomes so small in size because you're not giving it any time. No energy, you don't love it. So if you don't love it, you're not going to nurture it. And if you don't nurture something, it's not going to grow. It's not going to grow. So the moment that you stop wasting time and you put all the time that you wasted back into you is the time when you really start to live life, because you have all your time back, and time is needed in order for you to live life. You need your time to live life. It's your life. But what time are you using? Are you using other people's time or are you using your own time? Literally and figuratively. I'm just using it as an example. What are you doing with your time? They waste theirs on frivolous things. What could they recover? What are they recovering? What time? They lost the time. They gave it to you. You didn't realize that? All the time that they had, they wasted and gave it to you, unbeknownst to you. I hope that makes sense. I ain't going further than that. Oops. Anywho, let's keep going. Got party animal. Smashed. All right, let's see. Okay, this party animal snatched away from the time they spent here. They wasted their time. They wasted their life. They wasted their time by playing silly games. That's what they did. Intrusion, cursing themselves. Yes. Intrusion, cursing themselves is what they did. It's like they intruded in your life and ended up cursing themselves. They didn't understand you. And to be able to understand someone of your caliber, your high caliber, you got to be at least on the same, wavelength, and they weren't on it. It was like they were fighting with themselves, literally, because you were the mirror that they saw. You were the vision that they saw, and they didn't like it. And they started to attempt to attack the thing that they did not like, which was really themselves. They attacked the parts that they did not like about themselves, and more so they hated about themselves. But when it came time to fix it or to heal it or to add something to the thing that they destroyed, it left holes within themselves. And it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger to the point where they closed themselves. It's like a dark hole. They placed themselves in that dark hole. They did that. They did it. When people think curse is, it's spiritual. No. Again, everything has a perspective. It has a potential to have a perspective. And the more perspective that you learn, the more you can be like, the more options you have to be successful. That's why it's important to make sure that you have many of those things, many options. They didn't have a lot of options. That's why they intruded on you in a very haphazard way, or in a very ignorant way, or in a very pushy way, in a very forceful way. They knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. The thing that they saw was you. You were that thing. And they didn't like what they saw. So they started to attack. They thought they could attack you. Maybe they have attacked you. But at the end of it all, it goes back to them. So they're attacking themselves. When you attack others, you attack yourself. And you can take that how you need to take that. But when you attack another person, you attack yourself. Yes, you do. It depends on how you perceive that. And because they kept destroying themselves, the parts that they did not like, the parts that they detest, the part that they hated, which is why they intruded on you to get what you had, the things that made you great quality or whatever, or higher, whatever. You catch my drift? Oh, I like that. I like that. Oh, they can do that. Oh, wait, I want to learn how to do that. Okay. And they start to take from you intrusively. They not asking anything. They just take it. Hostile. Perfect example. They just take it in a hostile manner. Give me, give me, give me. All while hating themselves. And look where the hating got them. So when they attempted to fill the holes of the parts that they destroyed of self, it didn't fit. They didn't learn the lesson. You can't get the diploma or degree before you learn the lesson. Or you can't get the gold before you dig it up. Oh, I'm gonna give me some gold. Okay, but you gotta get to work with it though. You gotta work to get it. And they didn't want to work to get it. Again, that's why they cursed themselves. They did. But yet again, it's your fault. Oh, okay. Why is it always your fault? What'd you do? Try to be you? How is that your fault? I mean, I get it, but then again, I don't get it. It's my fault for being me? Okay. How do you want me to spin that? And even going back to this card here, the cursing himself, there's an eye on the hand. It's like everything they touched and everything they saw, they didn't like. That's how I look at it. Bad decisions and regret, wanting to reach out. That's what cursing themselves mean on this card. Somebody may have 4 fingers, actually. Somebody could be 74, born in 74. They destroyed themselves attempting to try to destroy you. And that failed. Remember, man, they wasted their life to destroy yours. And they ended up wasting theirs at the end. A 50-50, man, these people are weird, bro. You going, man, thirst trap. I ain't gonna lie, I do side-eye people that say, I'm smart, I'm smart, I'm smart, I'm smart. If you are, you don't have to say it. But I feel like that's how this person was. Yeah, I'm real smart and I know this and I know that. And it's like, okay, like it's not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? Like they had to put emphasis on something that they knew, but when they spoke about the thing that they thought that they knew, they didn't know anything. So you got grieving heart here. You were like, that don't make sense. What are you saying? Well, in the dipper and the whipper and the dipper, you were like, what? You said what now? And the no, it don't make sense. They don't make sense. They don't. Smoke and mirrors. That's how they sound. So smart, they stupid. My God. You get me. Madam PH says on YouTube, so smart, they stupid. Come on. That's why none of this was going to work in the first place. And they're learning that. Legal matters. Now they're legal matters. Emotional intelligence is in reverse. Now this person may be trying to learn how to have emotional intelligence. Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that one. With low vibrational and retaliate, they made so many enemies. Even if they attempted to practice emotional intelligence, it wouldn't work for them because they have created so many enemies on their walk of life or their path of life. They don't even feel safe. Look, man, ripple effect. They don't even feel safe. My goodness gracious, child. Cloak in disguise is in reverse. Everybody see them for who they are and they can't, they're on their own. We're not talking about Bobby Brown. Yes, it's up to us. We got to take it. Gotta, however it goes. Gotta. Yes. On your own. They're on their own. No one is helping them. They're on their own. Too hot to handle, too cold to hold. The name is Ghostbusters and you're in control. It's like they saw. It's like they saw a ghost. It could be a fake friend that was a class clown or is coming off as a class clown. They thought they was doing something towards you, but they're not. Yeah, they were hot and cold. Too hot to handle, too cold to hold. Yes. They were hot and cold. They were very salty. They have mental issues. Yeah. And they think you're like otherworldly. They think you're like extraterrestrial. They don't think you're human. So what are we? We the one with the heart. We the one that love. Like, we the one that make things grow. What are you talking about? Oh, they weird because we have love. Okay. Someone that don't have love telling you weird because you have love. Make that make sense. Oh, they weird. They show love. Oh, aren't we supposed to? Child, what's wrong with them? Oh, you love too much. Ain't that what we supposed to do? Huh? What's wrong with him? What the hell? Hold on, what the hell? It was like a real high pitch. That joint was high pitch as hell. All right, let's see what else, child. Behavioral issues. Now they got behavioral issues because you see them for who they are. And you won't be celebrating quietly, you'll be celebrating loudly. Oh my God. Thank you. They was a spiritual charlatan. They sure was. Cause it ain't no holla back girl. It ain't no holla back girl. That's my that's my This is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. This is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. My shit. I like Gwen Stefani. She got some good songs. Yeah, late bloomer. Right? With the late bloomer here. They thought because you learned life late, or they thought because you learned certain lessons later than other people, they felt like that you were just, you wouldn't get with the program. And you always were. You were. Okay. I won't say that, but you're aware. Okay. All right, we have isolation. You're in isolation. They're trying to repent. They can't. Like they feel lost. They feel like life's not fair. Somebody eating double eggs. Sorry. I just find this funny because they're in isolation. They're in isolation and they're crying. Like somebody who like heartbroken. Yes, disconnect. Oh my God. Listen, spirit. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna use that next. Hypnotic and disconnected. It's like they're in a stupor. They're in a whirlwind of a stupor. They're disconnected. They're in a void. Look, canceled. You cancel them. Like cable. I'm sure we all had cable at some point in time growing up. And cable was a big staple within homes. And you need a specific, we'll say, wiring in order to receive cable. You had to have that big, long black cord to get it connected to the wall. And this is how this person wanted to be towards you. They wanted to be connected to you at all times. Like they wanted to be the, like they always wanted to make sure that they had a port to dock in, meaning to your energy. They always wanted to make sure that they were always going to be connected. But yet again, they're playing checkers on a chessboard. Yes, I like that, Anita. So Anita says on YouTube, it amazes me how they make their lives so complicated and on purpose. That has to be exhausting to live a life like that. I mean, what do you think? I say yes. 24 hours in a day and you're trying to figure out how to make another person's life a living hell? What? That has to take a lot of energy, a lot of time, a lot of, because you got to sit down, they got to try to figure it out. Can I push my luck today? Well, if I do this, how would they react? Like, this is risky. It's risky. And they're using their life to do this, which is crazy. Why you want to risk your life to play a game of life? I'm not playing that game with you. I'm just not. You call me what you want. I don't care. I am not playing that game with you. It's sick. Look, fire starter. But yet they're the ones that's always quick to start. Somebody drinking Nestle's quick. I'm hearing the it's like a long mug. I'm hearing the spoon. It could be like a vintage spoon. So I don't know who that's for, but that's what I'm seeing. And then I see Nestle's quick. So it could be like chocolate and then strawberry or something like that. Or that's your favorite or something. Something like that. Nelly says on TikTok, night hours plotting and the daytime hours executing it. Like what? Yes, ma'am, I agree. Yes. What the f wrong with them? You got all freaking day and you sitting there plotting to plot on somebody. And then when we go to sleep, we taking care of business or whatever. You know what I mean? At nighttime, we go to bed. Then they want to come and try to finagle and do all that. What? A mouse. You just summed it up for me. Thank you. A mouse at night. Like a mouse in the night. They dare not tell you or show you what they're going to do in the daytime. They got to keep that mask on. But the moment that the nighttime falls, their mask falls and they become that mouse at night. Thank you for that. Oh, your son just made you some? That was sweet. Yeah, destructive forces. And guess who the destructive forces were? Themselves. Yo, I love how this has come along. They created the fire to the home of self. Oh God, bruh. God, I love how this is coming together. Fire starter, destructive forces. Look, the fire is in this person's hand, their body. The body is a home. They destroyed their home. Their body is a home. They destroyed their home. They started the fire. Okay. You disconnected because you canceled them. There's no connection anymore. Oh, there's no connection. Oh, I can't stay next to you. I can't be near you. All right, watch this. And they try to start up with you. They try to create scenarios and false documentation and calling the cops and lying and reporting on you and all different types of things to start things with you to get the fire rolling because you disconnected and canceled them. And it's like, how dare you? And look what happens when people start fires that they can't put out. And they destroy themselves. They did. They truly destroyed themselves. Baby, I swear, betrayed and numbing. They feel so numb right now. This is why I say they're going to always self-destruct. The minute that they are aware of themselves, the minute that they are canceled, disconnected, and put into isolation, is the moment that they self-destruct. That's the moment that they self-destruct. What do you mean? Wait, what do you mean? They get in their head. And their head is in a very dangerous spot anyways. That's why it's so hypnotic. They always in their head in a negative way. Man, I love how the card's coming out today. They so stuck in their head. They're in a whirlwind of their head. They're being forced to be isolated because they're disconnected and canceled from you. You're like, I'm not dealing with this. Okay, you're not dealing with that? Okay. Well, all right. Well, yeah, okay. Well, I feel betrayed by you. Yeah, whatever. That's how they feel. They feel betrayed by you, but you didn't do nothing. And I'm going to start things with you. Yeah, and they did. They did. Fire starter. But they could not contain the fire that they started. Destructive forces. We can even look at this as angry. That this girl look angry as hell. Look at her face. She look angry. And angry is fiery. It's very fiery. This person may have a temper on them. Very, very temper. Very. You ever screamed so bad when you were angry that you almost pass out? That's a real thing. Some people can go blind from being so angry. That's a real thing. I'm like, wow. All they had was anger and fire. And look what happened. Emo. Emotional drama queen. Fakes for attention, makes a big deal out of nothing. We have divine calling. I'm going to take these two cards too. Yeah, it's like they resigned from being a fire starter. And then we have financially using you in divine calling. They thought their divine calling was to use you. We all have gems. Hear me out. I'm saying this figuratively. We all have gems that we can offer, that we give, or people just take away. However that resonates. I'm going to say it again. We all have jewels or gems that you could offer, that you can give, or people take away from you. Again, however that resonates. And that person had many jewels or gems that they just gave away forcefully, and they didn't even realize. And those gems were handed on to you, meaning the lesson and the experience. They gave you gems and the experience. And now those gems are now being able to move forward with you to where you will never, ever, ever have to deal with this foolishness anymore. That's the real gem. The experience of the outcome, or the lesson of the outcome. That's the real gem. We have Libra, Sagittarius, Sagittarius, Virgo. We both exchange. So Nelly says on TikTok, we both exchange knowledge. We learned their pride prevents them from taking wisdom from us. Yes. Yep. No reciprocity. And that could be spun in many different ways, but yes. We have Pisces. Thank you for the gifts. Love you guys. Aquarius. Thank y'all. Dang, okay. All right. Where the Sag at? Where the Sag at? Where the Sag at? I got a lot of Sagittarius. Strong Sag. Okay. Libra. Strong Sag. Scorpio. I'm going to do 4 more, okay? Taurus. Leo. Okay. A little different now. All right. Leo. Okay, Sag it is. Okay, Sag. All right, now I'm a Sag rising. So, okay, I get it. Well, if that resonates, please like, share, subscribe. Hey, Dika. Hey, Cry or Cree. Hey, Cree. Um, if this resonates with you in any way, shape, or form, please feel free to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I am going to leave this up on Instagram, so it'll be on to Facebook as well. Thank you so much for the gifts. It is truly appreciated. Thank you so much for the shares, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, TikTok. Okay, thank you so much. Instagram, truly, truly, truly appreciate you. Yes, again, I'm going to leave this live up so you'll be able to watch it at your own leisure, and I'll see you on the next one. And YouTube, thank you so much for joining me today. Hope it resonated with you guys in any way, shape, or form. And if it did, definitely make sure you like, you share, and you subscribe, okay? And until the next one, love you guys, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye.